Hi Capricorn, welcome to your weekly reading. This is your reading for September 23rd through the 29th, 2019. Thank you guys so much for your patience while I get your readings out this week. We are following pretty much the same format as usual for the weekly readings. 6 cards for your week ahead. Watch this reading if you are a Capricorn sun sign, moon sign, rising sign, Capricorn on the house cusp, or if you have your sun in the 10th house. So Spirit, show me, how does Capricorn see themselves today? What is the theme for them over the next week? What is something that Capricorn has already learned that will be useful for them to remember this week? A challenge they may be facing, a lesson they're learning now, and a gift they will receive. September 23rd through the 29th for all Capricorn suns, moons, risings, caps on the house cusp, and those with sun in the 10th house. Capricorn. At the bottom of the deck, we have the World in reverse. You could be dealing with the fixed signs, Leo, Taurus, Scorpio, and Aquarius. I'm seeing some unfinished business here. Could be dealing, like I said, with any of the fixed signs, but major unfinished business here. A feeling of, it could be so much more. This could also be a feeling of being burdened or overwhelmed by circumstances, or even clinging to the past when it comes to your successes. So a victory is near, but not yet. There's a major life lesson here that you're learning, and you have not mastered it. Now, a lot of people want to know, what's the life lesson? Well, if it was that easy for me to point out to you, and of course, something may come out during this reading that I can point to, but in general, I often do see this as potentially one-way travel as well. So watch out with your travel plans. You may have bought a one-way ticket. I've seen that before. But in general, I'm seeing that victory is at hand, but it's not there yet. There's something that we still are mastering when it comes to a major life lesson. Okay, so how does Capricorn see themselves today? We have the Hierophant, sign of Taurus, major arcana. So that's pretty important here. You may see yourself in some kind of mentorship role, teacher, so teaching someone a lesson here. The question that I always, and I like that it's a question, but with the Hierophant, we always have to ask who or what has been our teacher, and are our lessons easy for our students to understand? So obviously, you also, looking at this card, can ask yourself, am I the student here, or the Apophyllite, or am I the disciple, or am I the teacher? I'm actually seeing you as the Hierophant, as the teacher here. So you're in a position of authority here. You're dispensing some doctrine or dogma down to your pupil. Okay, so your pupils could be someone you're in a relationship with. It could be someone that you're in business with. Either way, I'm really getting that you have very strong opinions and very strong feelings about something, and you're kind of in a position here to kind of set the record straight. That's kind of what I'm getting. But we have to be careful as well with the Hierophant, because now we're kind of saying, like, I don't know if you've heard the expression, it's like not to take everything very literally or as Bible as Bible, as scripture. So it's kind of like what you're saying carries the weight of almost like the Bible. It's that important. It's like there are morals and standards and rules that we need to follow, and I kind of feel like you're in a position of authority here to enforce whatever that is. So you're enforcing some kind of rules here. The theme for you this week is the Four of Cups. So this is the Cancerian energy. Yeah, opportunity beckons. I feel like the general feeling, the general tone of the week is for Capricorn is just not interested. Or next, please. Because whatever this is, I feel like you know it's there. There's an offer. Someone put an offer into you. Someone's trying to extend their cup to you. I'm kind of getting that you're aware that it's the opportunity's there, but you're choosing to ignore it. Either out of boredom or probably out of selectivity, that you just are, I'm kind of getting it's not good enough. Whatever this is, it's not good enough, and you're still thinking about something that happened in the past, possibly. So the Four Cups in general is boredom, apathy, withdrawal emotionally. So taking time out to contemplate how you feel, whatever this is not exciting or possibly good enough for you at this time. Something that Capricorn has already learned that will be useful for them to remember this week, we have the Eight of Rods, Eight of Arrows, Sagittarius energy. So this is really, I'm getting satellite communication here, but things moving very quickly. There was this giant spurt of energy. Maybe you were shooting out a lot of messaging. There was a lot of messages going back and forth, a lot of passionate communication. There's this feeling also of very much like a satellite floating and orbiting around the globe, that this communication is kind of floating around but doesn't really have a directed energy. It's just energy. I sometimes just read the Eight of Wands as energy, as matter, as not really necessarily having a point to fall, not having a direction, but just having a lot of sort of crazy energy, sporadic energy. So in this situation, I'm kind of getting that there may have been a flurry of communications in your past. You may have been, all over the place here. There may have been travel, short distance travel, whatever. But I'm kind of getting that things have maybe died down a little bit, or there's a rush of energy and a feeling of, passionate communication. What is the motive, though? What is the action behind it? Why are we doing what we're doing? Right? Because this can be very positive when it's paired with, for example, in a relationship situation, or for example, if you're trying to get a lot of communications out. But in the position of something that we've already learned that will be useful for us to remember this week, I think I'm getting what I'm getting here is, who are you communicating with? What are you trying to communicate? And the speed with which you're doing so. All right. So you could also be dealing with a Sagittarius, of course. Your challenge that you may be facing, we have the Nine of Rods in reverse. Exactly. Another Sagittarian energy. So yeah, you may be tempted to kind of give up on someone here, or some situation. I'm just getting either you're burned out, you're tired, you're worn out, you've been through hell and back, and you have no desire to kind of like clench on and hold on to this anymore. Whatever you're going through, it seems that it's rapidly built up momentum, and we're now getting to the point where it's critical. It's a critical deadline or a critical point in your ability to move forward here. And there may be a temptation for you, or even an inability for you to kind of hold on much longer, right? Because the Nine of Rods reverse in the challenge position is the Nine of Rods upright. So it's going to be a challenge for you to persevere, to hold your own, to keep going, whatever this is. And he's looking directly at the Eight of Wands here. So someone may be challenging you with rapid fire communication, with giving you a lot of information in a short amount of time. And you may just be thinking, this is like way too much. This is too much, too fast, too quickly. Need more time to process. And also, I'm getting, there's a right way to do things and a wrong way to do things. And you're really focused on how things appear, the structure, the tone, the presentation. And I feel like something here is just, it's shoddy. Whatever this person's giving to you or whatever you're receiving, it's like where's the thought and the effort and the attention to detail? All right, so but yeah, there's also, I'm getting opportunity beckons, and you got to strike when the iron's hot. So there could be a little bit of apathy here. So if you may be tempted to give up on whatever this is. It could be a commitment. It could be a marriage, a relationship, a contract, something like that. And I'm just getting that, I don't feel like your heart is in whatever this is. That's another message I'm getting. Your heart is not in it. You're just maybe also, there's something here about keeping up appearances, doing what's like the bare minimum here just to get by, but it's also telling me that your heart is not in whatever you're doing. The formality and the structure and the rules are there, but the life, the soul of it is kind of like lacking at this time. I would say more than lacking. I would say it's I'm getting deadening silence. Deadening silence. Okay, the lesson that Capricorn is learning now, we have the Five of Swords in reverse. Interesting, because I don't know why I'm remembering this, but Leo has the same card. It had the same card in this position. So perhaps you are dealing with a Leo, Sag, Cancer. We also have Taurus. And the fixed signs, Taurus coming up again, Scorpio, Aquarius, and Leo. So definitely Taurus, Leo, Scorpio this week for you, Capricorn. So the lesson you're learning now has to do with conflict resolution. I'm seeing someone who is feeling very defeated, walking away, like there's been no winners here. There's only been loss. And really, there's maybe at some level recognition of where things went wrong, how did we contribute to the situation, but more importantly, what could we have done better? What could we do better next time, or what could we have done better? So even if there's not an outward acknowledgement of defeat, of a feeling of there being this huge loss, I'm getting that there's people walking away. There's been no winners. It's been a really dreadful kind of horrible type of situation where you've had to walk away from this. You haven't felt victorious at all. There have been no winners, and no one is talking. So if anything, the silver lining, the lesson is, what could we have done better? And maybe even examining, even at the smallest level, what was my role in this conflict, and how do we avoid this next time? So some level of problem solving. All of a sudden it got very dark here. Just want to make sure you guys can see that. So let me move the cards up, and the last card here is the gift you will receive, and we have the Nine of Coins. So I like to see that. This really has to do with enjoying the fruits of our labor and having the luxury, the wealth, obviously the financial means to support yourself. There's a certain degree of self-sufficiency and austerity that comes along with the Nine of Coins. I often do see someone with the Nine of Coins as a single person, like a bachelor or bachelorette, but someone who can definitely hold their own in a relationship. They don't really need They don't need to have another person there, but obviously it does sweeten the deal. So Capricorn, ultimately what I'm seeing for you is just that, you've worked really hard to be where you are, and I don't think anything can get in the way of you enjoying the results of your efforts here. So don't be afraid to spend a little on yourself. Don't be afraid to celebrate your wins, however minor they might be this week. Remember to give yourself plenty of TLC, pampering, etc. And I'm also getting, now it's a good time for you to enjoy some time alone, maybe in peaceful contemplation, or because I'm actually seeing someone here who's kind of accepting, accept that you've made it. You've made it this far, and you really have nothing to worry about. So that's as good as it's going to get, right? Thank you guys for tuning in for this weekly reading. If you would like, share, comment, and subscribe, it really does help out the channel. If you'd like to book a private reading with me, my information is below in the description. I hope you guys have a wonderful week. Thanks for watching. Bye.